Some stories just make me wonder, is this the world's worst criminal? Have you ever had someone in your life that would use other people? Trust me, they have nothing on the culprit of today's story. It was October 9th, 2020. The silence of a beautiful and crisp autumn morning in a Dallas, Texas residential neighborhood was shattered as gunshots rang out. After the gunfire ended, people came outside of their homes to find a brutal scene. 49-year-old husband and father Jamie Faith was on the ground, lying motionless. His wife Jennifer was close by, her wrists bound with duct tape. When the authorities arrived, Jennifer told police that the couple had set out from their home in the neighborhood of Oak Cliff for their daily dog walk, a routine they had followed countless times before. But this time, a masked man ambushed them, shooting Jamie 7 times before attempting to steal Jennifer's jewelry. The gunman then fled in a black pickup truck. Jamie Faith had everything a man could ask for. The American Airlines employee had a fulfilling life with a good career, a wife, a daughter that he adored, and of course, his loving dog. In a moment, he was taken away from all of it, and in conditions that immediately made investigators feel uneasy. This didn't seem like some random killing and robbery. Jennifer appeared on local news, trying to raise awareness to the case. She gave specific information about the pickup truck, stating that she noticed a distinctive T sticker on the vehicle's rear window. The widow asked, why would someone take her husband's life for a few pieces of jewelry? The community of Oak Cliff rallied around Jennifer. A GoFundMe was created and over $60,000 raised to help both her and their daughter. Neighbors organized to make meals regularly for the grieving family. In the worst of situations, caring people were stepping forward to help in any way that they could. But as investigators kept digging, they would uncover some troubling details about Jennifer. She had consented to a phone search, and investigators found a message in which she was telling a friend about an affair that she was having. During the start of the pandemic, Jennifer reconnected with an old flame, her high school boyfriend and prom date, Darren Lopez. The two messaged each other excessively, sending up to 500 messages to each other in a single day. It was clear that they were falling in love, and they started discussing their future together. But there was a big problem in them reaching that future. Lopez soon started receiving messages from someone else. Messages from Jamie started coming, saying he knew about the affair, and if things didn't change, Jennifer was going to pay for it. Darren Lopez had already heard from Jennifer that Jamie was abusive, but now Jamie was messaging him directly, not only saying what he would do to his wife, but sending pictures of her past injuries. A retired Army Special Forces soldier, Darren Lopez saw himself as Jennifer's protector, her knight in shining armor who should rescue her. He had to do something, and when Jennifer called saying that the only way that she would be safe is if Jamie was dead, Darren Lopez knew what he had to do. On the night of October 8th, Lopez made the 10-hour drive from his home in Tennessee to Dallas. He parked near the Faith family residence and waited there for hours. When Jamie and Jennifer came outside for their morning walk, he ambushed them. Jamie never stood a chance against the barrage of bullets, and that barrage also suggested that there was more to this than just a jewelry theft. This attack was coming from rage. Darren Lopez knew what this man had done, and Jamie would never harm Jennifer again. In January of 2021, police arrested Darren Lopez. A search of his home turned up the murder weapon with traces of Jamie's blood still on it. As they processed his home, they also uncovered the numerous messages detailing the affair, the threats coming from Jamie, and Jennifer's suggestions about Jamie's death being her only way out. Investigators had searched her phone previously and didn't find all of that same information, so they knew that she had deleted some of those messages. She was taken into custody and charged with obstruction of justice. But there was another big problem, and it was related to those threatening messages from Jamie. The photos that were supposedly of abuse that he had previously inflicted on Jennifer were actually photos of injuries Jennifer had received in a car accident several years prior. And some of the other abuse images were actually stock photos. The truth was that the threatening messages had never come from Jamie at all. It was Jennifer the whole time. Jennifer's charges would be upgraded to federal charges of murder for hire. Prosecutors shared chilling details on how she orchestrated everything, including the fake emails, false evidence of abuse, and how these elements pushed Darren Lopez towards violence. It also became clear that killing Jamie would have benefited her in another big way. She was due to collect on $629,000 in life insurance to help kick off her new life with Lopez. Jennifer Faith accepted a plea deal in February of 2022, admitting to being the twisted mind behind Jamie's murder. She also acknowledged that he had never abused her. She was sentenced to life in prison and ordered to pay $6,500 to Jamie's family to cover the funeral expenses that she had previously refused to pay. Now her daughter has essentially lost both of her parents. Darren Lopez went to trial in July of 2023. His attorneys argued that he truly believed he was rescuing Jennifer from abuse. They also pointed to his combat-related brain injury and PTSD as factors in his susceptibility to manipulation. But for the prosecutors, nothing could ever justify cold-blooded murder. Lopez was sentenced to 62 years in prison. The truth about the woman who gave tearful interviews and accepted the community's generosity was finally known. Jennifer Faith is someone that tried to fool the world and take all that she could along the way. The $60,000 raised through GoFundMe was refunded to the donors, but that wouldn't ease the sense of betrayal and deception felt by the community. Darren Lopez threw away decades of his life for a woman who also saw him as little more than a pawn. And at the center of this perverse scheme, Jamie Faith, a devoted husband and father who would have done anything for his family, a kind, loving man whose only crime was trusting the woman who vowed to love him till death do they part.